A family. Tales of the Incandescent Illumination number 6. As the bright light fades, we find ourselves in an abandoned village at night. A green-tinted mist spreads through the decaying wooden houses, their panels falling off, roofs punctured with holes, and doors missing. Through this eerie scene, we hear the voice of Claire, a sweet and innocent 16-year-old girl. "My name is Claire," she begins, her voice tinged with fear. "Do you know that feeling? When it's a moment or two after you just watch something change forever?" As Claire speaks, a soldier in a medieval helmet enters the scene, searching intently. He's on horseback, and soon more men emerge from the thick, hazy mist. A small army appears, their shields adorned with crosses, wielding an array of weapons from swords and spears to bows. Claire continues her monologue. It's a sort of catching up moment. Like, the foot of your mind is still where it was, but it knows it's about to leave, so you feel like you don't want to let the moment go. But your other foot is real, and so, you have to let the other one go. The army spreads out through the village, searching thoroughly. We can hear the soldiers shouting about monsters chasing people out of this poor, God-forsaken place. Claire's voice echoes over the scene. That's the moment that I was in not too long ago. Nothing can stop that moment, once it begins. As the soldiers continue their search, their faces betray a mix of wariness and determination. They expect a monster to jump out at any moment, yet their quest drives them forward with stern resolve. No one makes the rules, or any rules exactly, Claire muses. There is a set of rules, I think, but those are nature's laws, and she is a very complicated woman, mother and father say. But still, who doesn't get upset when bad things happen? Terrible things. You'd have to have no heart. Suddenly, the soldiers nod to one another, and in a swift, coordinated action, they set fire to the village. Every rooftop is set ablaze with torches, which are left scattered inside and outside the abandoned homes. We can only pray. Claire's voice trails off as the army gallops away, leaving the village to burn. That things go our way. We can pray, though, Mama says. The scene shifts to a dark cave, pitch black and impossible to see. We're with the family as they share scraps of rat flesh, the sound of their chewing and flesh-ripping filling the air. "I wish we had more than just this rat to eat. I miss your cooking, Mom," says Boyce, his voice on the verge of tears. "We ought to be grateful, Boyce," his mother replies softly. "I'm grateful very, Mama," Claire chimes in. Their father's gruff voice cuts through the darkness. "Bah, huck slop, God's abandoned us and you know it." Silence falls, broken only by the sound of chewing. The mother speaks again, her voice filled with hope. "I still believe that someone from somewhere will come and save us from this fate." "I don't, and you know why," the father retorts. More silence follows, then the mother pleads, "I'm just thankful for the rat. Just let me be thankful for the rat, please." I'm thankful for it too," Boyce adds hesitantly. We hear the father sigh, his voice thick with unshed tears. Me too." The sound of sobbing fills the cave as the family cries together. Claire's voice cuts through the darkness once more. "If we never hid in this cave, we wouldn't have found the rat. So we can be thankful for that too, you know?" The family agrees, finding a small measure of comfort in their gratitude. "Everything is a blessing," the mother says softly. "Nothing can take that away from us. From anyone," Claire adds. As the family huddles closer together, their movements creating brief shadows on the cave walls, Claire's inner monologue continues. "We were grateful. For each other and for everything. Not just the rat. But we knew no one would come for us to save us. We knew why we were here, what happened. We knew. But still, like they say, it's the small things. After all, we are all each small things ourselves, compared to the whole." Slowly, the darkness in the cave begins to grow hazy with thickening smoke. Claire's voice fades as her father starts choking, followed quickly by Boyce. "We're grateful," she finishes as she and her mother begin to choke as well. Claire gasps as the family's choking intensifies, the cave now full of thick smoke. The family gags and chokes violently. "We need to go, now," the father manages to shout between coughs. Outside the cave, thick smoke billows from the entrance. The army waits on a nearby hill, two soldiers discussing the situation. Captain, I think we overdid it a little, one soldier says nervously. How are we going to be able to see them when they come out of the cave? Hopefully that won't matter, the other replies grimly. Hopefully, they die in there. Suddenly, four thick billows of smoke gust out of the cave, accompanied by the silhouettes of the family as they run out, choking and gasping. They flee in the opposite direction of the army's position. Hey, there they go, a soldier shouts, pointing at the barely visible figures in the distance. The family runs through a misty forest, its thick vegetation making their escape difficult. Claire's voice floats over the scene once more. How long does the running, the chasing, the hide-and-seek go on for? Perhaps this is all a part of the grand design, to run, to hide, to chase, to seek. As they stumble through the hilly, root-filled forest, Claire continues her philosophical musings, comparing God to a child playing with a monster card collection, setting up rules and keeping scores. The family finds refuge under a hill, sheltered by a canopy of thick, branching roots. They huddle together, still breathing heavily and choking slightly. Meanwhile, the army charges through the forest, their horses easily traversing the difficult terrain as the soldiers shout and wave their swords and torches. Claire's voice rises again. It's just a system of pattern. That's the one, understandable, certainly agreeable fact. My family's forefathers were fallen angels, the fathers of the Nephilim, the abominable giants who birthed our wretched race. Suddenly, the army surrounds the family's hiding place. Over there, a soldier shouts. Reveal yourselves, trolls, the captain demands, his face contorted with disgust. And then, for the first time, we see the family clearly. They're trolls, hideous creatures with the leathery skin, thick lips, fat lumpy noses, and deep-set eyes. Their ears are long and pointy, their backs hunched, their teeth crooked. Please, the father begs. Have mercy on my children, they are only children, the mother pleads. Yes, we are, Claire cries out in response to the captain's declaration that they are not God's children. The soldiers roar in disgust as their captain shouts, No, you are not. You are abominations. Monsters. As the army cheers for their captain, the troll family trembles and sobs, holding each other tight. You die on this day, the captain shouts, standing tall and mighty like a triumphant hero of olden legends. Back at the abandoned village, now reduced to ashes. As we pan closer to a pile of ashes, we see a small sprout of vegetation, a sign of new life emerging from the destruction. Claire's final thoughts echo as the scene fades. But I don't think people who exist in the future should have to pay for the sins of their parents. I think we should all, always, get to start over, anew.